You're in Braves country.
Drink like
Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. the top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy, the big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler, Matzik, and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren, Skip Carey 2, Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren, spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee.
me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Armor Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub call. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a-ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
you're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to Forrest. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture, our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Play ball!
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country on YouTube and a couple other radio outlets, and we are doing this on TikTok, trying to get more accustomed to way. I saw that we had a couple of comments the first TikTok we did, but I didn't see it, so I'm trying to keep an eye on that and see if any of that pops off. But we are also on YouTube and at Braves Country Radio on YouTube. It's Braves Country X over on TikTok if you want to see the live post-game shows, which is where we'll be doing the post-game shows, as well as if you're a YouTube Country Club member on Braves Country Radio, you'll be able to see it there too. Essentially, what we're going to talk about today is the Dodgers series as it's coming up. And I'll tell you one thing that I did notice that's it's not great. If you saw the weather forecast for Saturday night's game, which is a bummer, but it looks like as of right now, when I was looking at it, it looked like it was going to rain for the majority of the late afternoon and early evening. And they're not going to, you could almost see them push up a game an hour or so, but they're not going to push it up too early because it's also the National Fox game of the week. So hopefully it misses us somehow. Today's game should get in. If not, what'll happen is that Schwellenbach will get bumped back to Sunday night's game. They could do a doubleheader. I would think they probably would if that were the case, if they end up getting rained out on Sunday, because how many more opportunities are you going to have the Dodgers to go back and into Atlanta? This is their only trip to Atlanta the entire season. So that's what we have there. As far as on the YouTube, what we have sitting on your screen, that is the probable pitchers for the series. If all three games get played tonight, it's Grant, Holmes, and Yamamoto. And tomorrow night, or could be Sunday, Schwellenbach versus Sasaki. And if that third game gets played, it would be Elder versus May. We knew that May was basically bookmarked for Sunday's game. They hadn't announced it until last, I guess it was fairly early yesterday where they officially announced it. And I don't like to get ahead of it and say someone's going to be a starter and then you find out that it's false, because you'll see it on Yahoo and you'll see it on other different sites. And then until they actually announce it, it's more of a guesstimation than it is anything else. But usually your fantasy baseball sites are pretty accurate because they want to, that's their business, right? To be able to predict these. As far as, good to see everybody in the chat over here on YouTube. We got Clifton, John, Hellion. Who else do we have? James Hagan. And I see a bunch in the chat over in TikTok, but it scrolls so fast, it's hard for me to keep up. If I see comments over on TikTok, I will try to get to them, but it is difficult to see because it does move very, very fast. Okay, a couple things I want to get into, and this is Braves Country today. It's always going to be earmarked as Braves Country tonight over on the TikTok if you're watching on TikTok, because that's what we call it for the post-game show, and it's not worth changing the name. As far as the moves that have been made, if you missed it, Brian De La Cruz was picked up off of waivers from the New York Yankees, and a lot of people had some questions on that. I saw some questions on X and a couple other outlets. What happened with that? They were trying to slip him through the cracks of the getting him off the 40-man roster, because eventually you got to make room, because you have guys like Kimbrel, like Acuna, like Strider, all of them. You're going to have to make room, because when they go on the IL, they come off the, or they can go off the 40-man. So that's essentially where it's at, and the Braves are pretty much at the limit right now, and they were trying to make some room. And had he slipped all the way through, the plan was to put him back into the minors, most likely AAA, and give them some depth. But the Yankees needed some depth at outfield, and though De La Cruz has not played well at all this year, he is a good addition when you're talking about getting depth in your outfield position. The other thing going on is Ian Anderson did make it all the way back through, and they put him into the AAA affiliate, the Gwinnett Stripers. So he made it through. Jesse made it through, and he elected free agency. Now we'll see if he ends up bouncing back. He could end up bouncing back. He could decide that he doesn't want to be in a minor league facility, and he'll wait for someone to have an injury or whatnot, or wait for the Braves to come calling, try to stay stretched out. But he was bounced out because it wasn't because somebody claimed him. It was because he elected free agency. He made it all the way through waivers and then elected free agency. De La Cruz to the Yankees. Kid Kelnick is in AAA. And we got to talk about this. What the hell is going on? Why do we keep putting Eddie Rosario back on the roster? We saw how bad he was on the game on Wednesday. And nothing against him personally, because Eddie Rosario did great things for the Braves in 2021. But he's really been a shell of his former self. What is he, 33 years old now? Since that 2021 season. He really wasn't that good in 2022. And then since then, we still see him constantly. He'll make it through waivers, and the Braves will bring him back. And I get it. They wanted to get Kid Kelnick down to AAA to get him every day at bats. And I don't have a problem with that. I understand that theory of it, because if you put Kelnick on the bench and have him sit over there for the duration of the season and only get at bats when being put into the lineup and pinch hitting and et cetera, he's never going to get developed. So I understand that part of it. So to get Kelnick back down on the farm and get him every day at bats, I understand that. And he'll probably get a little more plate discipline as well, because he's not so much pressure when you go down to the farm and you have several hundred people in the stands as opposed to several thousand people in the stands, and the TV spotlight isn't on you, and et cetera. You can really focus on your craft and not worry. Also, it's the little thing that nobody wants to talk about when they're down in AAA, but nobody really wants to admit the fact that those games don't matter down there in the big scheme of things. And so they will tell him to work on X, Y, and Z. This is hitters and pitchers, X, Y, and Z today and tomorrow and whatnot. Whereas when you're up with the big club, your goal is to get on base, to get base hits, to do this and that. And so they can develop them more. But there's got to be a better option. There's just got to be a better option than having. And if you're going to have Eddie Rosario, okay, if you're going to have Eddie Rosario, he needs to be on the bench unless there's an injury. I would rather have Stuart Fairchild taking at bats, though he hasn't been impressive either. He's a lot better defensively, and he's a much better base runner if he does get on. And we have seen Stuart Fairchild play the small ball game. He'll drop a bunt, et cetera. Eddie's been doing the same thing for the last several years, where they're very lazy at bats, where he tries to hunt the fastball, and he swings very early in the count. He doesn't work the counts at all. I would say that when Acuna comes back, and it looks like from everything that we're reading, it looks like Acuna should be back sometime in late May. I never believed the early May prediction. If you remember back in free agency, Ronald Acuna Jr. Earmarked today, May 2nd, because he knew it was the Dodgers series and he wanted to debut in the Dodgers series. Not going to happen. He hasn't even gone to any kind of a rehab assignment, most likely AAA, but they could do AA depending on where they are in the schedule at the time. But I would think that they probably announce him going to some kind of a rehab start. It could be next week. I think most likely they're going to slow play it, and he goes out the following week, and then expect somewhere around 7 to 10 days of him. He doesn't just have to go out there and get the at-bats and get ready. If you see him hitting the ball well, that's great. He's got to get his legs underneath him. He's got to get used to every single day being out there. And when they do bring him up, I do believe you're going to see like an every other day situation where he'll be in the lineup, then he'll be benched. He'll be in the lineup, and then he'll be benched for the first, we'll say 5 to 7 games. So the first week of him coming back. After that, you'll probably see 2 and then a game, because they're going to play this a lot slower than they did last time, because last time they felt like he never really got healthy. Remember, that was 2022, and he kind of had a ho-hum season, and then he took off like a bat out of hell in 2023, where he went 40-70, right? So I think you're going to see, if you're wanting to know when will Ronald Acuna Jr. be in the lineup every single day, within reason. He'll obviously get days off when it's a night game after a day, or a day game after a night game. I would think it's going to be closer to July going into the All-Star break, somewhere in that neighborhood. So we get that news out of the way. It does look like that's where he's going. He is going to be probably, my guess would be, very tail end of this month. And hopefully they have him. If you look at the schedule and you earmark it, you very well could be looking at, there's a home date against San Diego on the 23rd, and then they go out on the road to Philly and then come back. We could be looking at May 30th, which is at home against the Red Sox. And so we're talking about 4 weeks from today. That would be my best guesstimation, but it really comes down to when they're going to put him out into the rehab assignment. Once again, I do believe it's going to be over a week of the rehab assignment, because they're going to slow play it down there. He's going to get a start, and then he's going to get a day off, et cetera, et cetera. All right, other things that are going on. When you look at First of all, I don't think anyone's paid attention to this. Bobby Witt, y'all paid attention to this Kansas City Royals? He's got a 22-game hitting streak. Just keep an eye on that. I know it's a long ways off from Joe DiMaggio, but if there's a guy who's got the talent and the tools to do it, Bobby Witt Jr. is one of those guys because he's not only does he hit for a high average typically, but he's got the speed so he can beat out an infield base hit. So we're going to start keeping an eye on that. The other thing is, and this is outside of Braves country, man, what Aaron Judge is doing right now, the tear that he is on, he has a 427 batting average, and they're saying that's 71 points higher than the next qualified player. In 15 of Aaron Judge's 31 games, he's recorded 2 or more hits. So I know a lot of us don't pay attention to other teams until it gets later in the season, other players till it gets later in the season. But that's not nothing. I mean, it really isn't. All right, now as far as the series itself, because I don't want to keep these too long, let's get into the actual series itself. And then we're just going to go on the assumption that they're going to play all the games. If you're just joining us, we do know there's really bad weather that they're going to have to navigate around on Saturday night. And when you're the Braves and you have Schwellenbach going to the bump on Saturday night, I think you're going to play that very conservative. You want to make sure that whenever Schwellenbach pitches this weekend, he gets the whole thing in. And you're fine with, let's say we only play two games, you're fine with Elder getting bumped back to the Cincinnati Reds series, which starts Monday. And by the way, from a matchup standpoint, Bryce Elder matches up much better against the Reds, because the problem with Elder is, and we'll go ahead and hit that game first because I don't know if that's the matchup is going to get done. They have a decided advantage in the Dodger in the third game of this series if Elder and May go up against each other, because Elder has never pitched well against the Dodgers, and once again, who the hell does? It's a loaded lineup. But B, Dustin May has pitched really well against the Braves. And Elder doesn't have the swing and miss stuff. If you don't have swing and miss stuff, usually that spells bad things when you go up against a loaded Dodger lineup. Now, put that aside. Tonight's game, Grant Holmes, to me, against Yamamoto, that's definitely advantage the LA Dodgers. In fact, they're even favorites on the money line in Atlanta. Grant Holmes pitched against the Dodgers earlier in the year, and though it was a small sample size, he wasn't outstanding. The biggest question I have with Grant Holmes coming into tonight's game, which delivery are we going to get? Is he going to stick with this shortened sidestep delivery that's really more of a reliever's delivery? Does he just feel more comfortable with that? And if so, we'll just have to let it ride and see how it does. But he's not getting the strikeout numbers that he was getting before he shortened his delivery. Now, he may feel like he's getting a little more control. Okay, fair enough. But he's not getting that drive off that back leg like he was getting before. And if he doesn't have, we'll say, I'm going to put the number around 5 to 6 strikeouts. If he doesn't have 5 to 6 strikeouts in around the 4 to 5 innings, because if the game is close and we go through the order 2 times and we get to that third time through the order, they could have a hair trigger on getting Holmes out of the game, especially when you're looking at Saturday night, could be a rain out. And if it's a rain out, you can get really aggressive with the bullpen, right? Now, Yamamoto, his biggest thing that he's going to be looking at is Yamamoto has got that drop pitch that really is his bread and butter. If that's working, it's going to be a long night for the Braves hitters. But the wind is supposed to be blowing out. It's supposed to be warm temperatures. You can get that ball up. It's supposed to be blowing out to right field. If you can get that ball up, guys like Harris, guys like Olsen, guys like even Ozzie, even though he's struggling a little bit from the left side of the plate, if you can get that ball up, you might be able to do some things. The biggest thing to me is that hopefully we'll have Verdugo back in the lineup. If you're listening to the recording, we do these at noon on Friday. The next one we'll do will be noon on Monday. It's right before every series of when the Atlanta Braves start a new series. And then as far as the post-game shows, we're doing them after the game. Country Club members on YouTube, and then we'll do them on TikTok as well. I won't keep repeating that. I just want to do it at the beginning so everyone understands what's going on. Okay, when you look at the fact that we could get a rain out tomorrow, to me, you get very aggressive with the bullpen. Because now if you think that there's a good chance you're not going to be playing tomorrow, you don't even have to worry about the duration of the bullpen, even though you're going to play 3 and then 4 before heading back out on the road to Pittsburgh on Friday. This is the first game of a stretch where the Braves don't get another day off until May 18th. Okay? So that's a long stretch. But if you end up with an off day built in because of rain, which right now it's what it looks like, you can be a little more aggressive with that bullpen. And if they have a chance to win, and let's say they do start to go through that third time through the order, but they're very aggressive to it, you could see Holmes trying to get through 5 innings, and then you go get what would be considered at that point the bridge to build to the setup, man, but you could be a little more aggressive and not have to worry about, especially if you believe tomorrow is going to be an off day, and the signs point to that. You don't have to play the game of, well, we don't want to use this guy because we're going to need him when Schwellenbach. Because when Schwellenbach hits the bump, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, that's the game that you really feel like you can win. Because he's going up against Sasaki, and the rookie has good stuff. He's been up and down all year long. Schwellenbach has got to be Schwellenbach. Schwellenbach, I saw that he won like the strong arm pitcher of the month. I'm a little thrown by that because he didn't have his Schwellenbach. He had a great start to the month, but other than that, he was decent, but he wasn't what we think of when we think of like top end Schwellenbach. I do believe we're going to get it from him. He's a big competitor, and we got top level Chris Sale on Wednesday. We just didn't score any runs. And it's a little concerning to me that they roll out what is basically the B squad lineup on a getaway day. And I get it was a getaway day, but you had the next day off. And the difference is night and day with that offense, whether you have Verdugo at the top of the lineup or pretty much anybody else. Because first of all, you're taking Michael Harris out of the middle of the lineup, and he's been doing very well at the middle of the lineup. Top of the lineup, we've talked about it before. He does not do well at the top of the lineup. He'll get hot every once in a while, but all in all, I think he feels some kind of pressure, and he doesn't hit well in the top of the lineup. Verdugo goes up there and gives you professional at-bats, and then also, like Michael has said post-game a few times, he draws from what Verdugo says after he has that first at-bat. He goes and talks to Verdugo and says, what are you seeing? Because they look at each other as kind of like the same type of hitter, left-handed hitter, likes the ball low, et cetera, et cetera. So with all that being said, I would think that tonight is going to be a game where we get fairly aggressive with the bullpen. And if the game gets rained out on Saturday and you go into Sunday with Schwellenbach, and it could be a doubleheader. It very well could be a doubleheader. My guess would be Schwellenbach would get his dibs, and he would probably choose to pitch the night game, which means Elder would be the day game. Either way you look at it, you're going to be able to bring up an extra pitcher for that doubleheader, and that would be a bullpen guy. So once again, you can get aggressive with the bullpen on Friday, because if you are rained out, you're going to have an extra bullpen arm on Sunday. And it would probably be a guy who would come up and just eat some innings if there was a blowout one way or the other. And usually in these doubleheaders, one of the games gets out of hand. And just to be clear, John, Doogie will be leading off if he's starting. They have just played it really cautious because the day's off. But I still say, Doogie, if he's not in that lineup, don't put Harris at the top, because Harris has been hitting so well in the middle of the lineup, and you just mess with his entire approach. If you have to, we'll put Ozzie up there. But honestly, I don't hate the idea. We talked about it the other night, but I don't hate the idea of putting Nick Allen up there because he's going to give you professional at bats, but it's not going to mess up the lineup to put him at the top. Eli White is giving you great at bats. I think he would be great in the leadoff position on the days, to be clear, on the days where Alex Verdugo gets the day off. Now, the Schwellenbach versus Sasaki matchup, that one to me is going to be a fun one, whether it happens on Sunday or Saturday. Schwellenbach, I expect these are the games that you want Schwellenbach to be vintage Schwellenbach, meaning what we saw last year, meaning 6-7 strong innings and a guy that you can lean on and really rely on. As far as Spencer Strider goes, still mum is the word so far on when he might come back. I still think it's going to probably be sometime. If you look at the schedule and the fact that they go out to Pittsburgh on the 9th, 10th, and 11th of this month, if we don't see him sometime in the Cincinnati series, and they haven't really mentioned that we would, then I expect him sometime. If everything goes well, we've got a 4-game series against the Washington Nationals at home right after we go out on the road for 3 to Pittsburgh, and that's probably a good earmark, assuming they said grade 1 hamstring, and that's typically not a very long out. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up, but those are really the keys to this series against the Dodgers is going to be tonight's start and not only how well does Grant Holmes do, I'm going to be watching his delivery very closely. To me, he's more explosive when he gives the full stretch, but for whatever reason, if you remember a couple of starts ago, he felt like he was getting more control with what is basically a slide step. It's not quite a slide step, but it's almost a slide step. And if he's got that in his head, there's nothing that you and I can say that's going to change that. We're just going to have to deal with the results. I would just like to see him get as much power coming off that back leg, because if he can strike out some batters, you can limit the damage in that Dodger lineup. And as far as the standings, I did want to hit this up before we jam out of here. The Braves right now are coming into National League East. They're 6 behind the Mets, and they're 2.5 behind the Phillies. The Phillies are 3.5 behind the Mets themselves. That's in a pretty good spot, honestly, because the Mets have played the easiest schedule in Major League Baseball. And you notice they took on the Diamondbacks and they lost the last couple of games. It's going to get bumpy for them. As far as the wild card, we are 2.5 games out of the final wild card. The teams that are in front of us, and we're going to start tracking this as we head into May. You've got Philly and Arizona both tied at 2.5 games behind San Francisco and San Diego. And then right in front of us are Cincinnati, who are 2 games in front of us. We'll have a chance to chip into that when they come to town for a 4-game set on Monday. And Milwaukee is 1 game in front of the Braves. Everyone else is behind us. So we've already getting ourselves out of the cellar, and we are past the Nationals, past the Marlins, and I know you don't get much respect for that, but it's a step in the right direction. And when you start off 0-7 and you finish off the month 14-9, that's a pretty good clip. And what we expect now, what we want to see now in the month of May, we want to see a winning record in the month of May. I want to see somewhere around 2 to 3 games over 500 bare minimum. Because if you start building that, you're going to start cutting into teams. Teams that are off to much better starts than they're expected to be. So there you have that. Braves are right there in the thick of things. I know the sky was falling after the first 7 games. The pitching for the Braves is getting much better, and I do believe we're going to get an announcement from Kimbrel during this homestand. It could come as early as Friday, but we're doing this so early they don't do the roster moves typically at this point. I'll double check one more time just to make sure they haven't announced anything in the last couple of minutes, but I don't believe that they have. Now they haven't. But Craig Kimbrel could very well end up coming up, and they may wait till after the Dodgers series to kind of run through some bullets, so to speak. and then start him coming into that Cincinnati series, because you still got another stretch where you're talking about 15 consecutive games after the Dodgers series without a day off. So you're going to need the depth in that bullpen. Craig Kimbrell's coming, and there's a couple other relievers down there we never get to talk about, but they've got other guys that are going to contribute. And I'm interested to see what finally happens with Ian Anderson now that they no longer have to play the game of worrying about him getting up and down. You got to put him on the roster. Now that he's gone through the whole DFA process, you can leave him down there until needed. And when that happens, I still believe Ian Anderson long-term has a chance. All right, y'all, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you tonight on YouTube. For those of y'all watching on TikTok, YouTube, we on our Braves Country Radio channel on YouTube, we do pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves with the 3D and all. I'm still trying to figure out if there's a way to do that on TikTok, but every answer I get from that kind of puts me into a perpetual circle. Y'all have a great one.
Keep playing like this, will be the laughing stock of the league.
All right, boys, let's get back to basics. This is a baseball. The object of the game is to keep the baseball within the confines of the...
You're in Braves country.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road, and we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off, the designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani. 7 home runs, 10 RBI, 9 stolen bases, bang 287. Batting second, playing short, Mookie Betts. 4 home runs, 19 RBI, 2 stolen bases, bang 250. Batting third, playing first, Freddie Freeman. 5 home runs, 17 RBI, batting .319. Batting cleanup and in right field, it's Teoscar Hernandez. 9 home runs, 32 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .310. Behind home plate, batting fifth, Will Smith. He's got a .316 average, 3 home runs, 17 RBI, 2 stolen bases. Batting sixth, playing third, Max Muncy. 1 home run, 5 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .316. Batting seventh and in center field, it's Andy Paez. 6 home runs, 14 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .292. Michael Conforto is in left field and batting 8th. 2 home runs, 5 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .156. Rojas is at second base and batting 9th. 2 RBI, a .273 average. On the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers, it's Yoshi Yamamoto. He's 3-2 with the shiny 1.06 ERA. a 1.00 whip, 34 innings, 43 strikeouts, 23 hits, 11 walks, 2 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Grant Holmes, 2-1 with a 4.5 ERA and a 1.25 whip. 28 innings, 26 strikeouts, 18 hits, 17 walks, 5 home runs served. Backing up Holmes in the bottom of the first inning, leading off and playing left field, it's Dr. Doogie. Alex Verdugo has a .341 average, 6 RBI. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley, 6 home runs, 20 RBI, a .280 average. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna, a .283 average with 5 home runs, 12 RBI. Matt Olson batting cleanup, playing first, 4 home runs, 15 RBI, batting .234. Sean Murphy is behind home plate, batting fifth, 7 home runs, 14 RBI, a .250 average. Ozzie Albies batting sixth, playing second, 4 home runs, 13 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .238. Batting seventh and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. 3 home runs, 19 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .233. The Book of Eli, Eli White is batting eighth. He's in right field. 2 home runs, 7 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .311. And Nick Allen is batting ninth and playing short. 6 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .292. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Will Little. Your first base umpire, Ryan Wills. Second base will be manned by Ryan Addington. Down the third base line, it's Lance Barksdale. Game time temperatures at Truist Park tonight at first pitch are expected to be around 78 degrees with the wind blowing out slightly at about 10 miles an hour to right field. Our pick to click tonight, very small sample size for all against Yamamoto. The guys who have seen Yamamoto in the lineup are combined 2 for 11. We're going to take Money Mike. He's back in the middle of the order where he thrives, and he's 1-for-1 lifetime against Yamamoto. We're going to take your Atlanta Braves to win a low-scoring affair. We'll take the Braves to win 3-2. Keys to the game tonight, Grant Holmes keeping Dodger batters off base, and that needs to start with limiting the walks. He's had a ton in just a few innings. The Dodger offense will make you pay if you give the free passes. On the offensive side, the Braves need to run that pitch count out of Yamamoto and take their chances with the bullpen. In the month of April, Yamamoto, through 24 innings, gave up 1 earned run with 29 strikeouts. The tough customers, we just have to hope he's not on his A game and we can get to him early. Braves were swept out in Los Angeles in a 3-game series earlier this year. It's time to answer the bell, right the ship, and get the first win tonight. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening, Braves Country. The rematch. Dodgers. All right, let's see who we have here in the chat today. I know a lot of y'all be getting off work on a Friday night. Good to see JC back in the country club. Haven't seen you in a while, JC. Charles Fritz. I see John. I see Kay. I see Hillian. I see Pushing Buttons. I see Colby Covers. Gary the Real McCoy. Uncle Charlie Fritz. Mr. Hawkins. I see Justin Green, the Green Machine. SS Dub, good to see you. Bugs. World's tallest. Drummer. DH, good to see you. Stargaze, 904, Kal-El, Edward Spry. Wasn't there a second Stargazer that was like a Philly fan or something like that? Or is this the same person because the picture looks different? I may be off on that. That may not have been his handle. John, E. Blake, Glenn Dice, Joyce from Mexico, Nathaniel Brooks, Swamp Boy, Brian Smith, and let's see, we got Nathaniel Brooks. And I think that's it so far. We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, pitch by pitch, play by play of some team called the Atlanta Braves when we return. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder
Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, Braves country. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers will grab the bats first. They're wearing their road grays. Los Angeles across the chest in blue. Blue ball caps interlocking white LA. One of the most iconic hats in all of sport, and they'll be going head-to-head with one of the other most iconic hats in all of sport. Atlanta Braves with their blue ball caps, red bill, A representing the city of Atlanta. It's Friday Night Reds. Let's get fired up, Braves country. All right, Grant Holmes throwing his final warm-up tosses with the red jerseys, Braves across the chest in blue, tomahawk in red, all outlined in white. As Grant Holmes, let's get it.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Shohei Ohtani comes to the plate. Infield is back and to the right, righty-lefty matchup. We're just about set. Yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way is a 92-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1. Swing, that ball's hammered down the first base side, but foul. 0-2. Excuse me, 1-1. A 1-1 count. Holmes comes set. He's got the high leg kick, swing, hammers it down the first base line, and that ball is just past Matt Olson and just foul. And I mean just foul. So see if he stays with that when no runners are on, but as of right now, Grant Holmes is using the high leg kick. Ohtani climbing back into the box. I think he thought that was fair. I wasn't sure. That ball was scalded. The 0-2 or the 1-2 count. Righty lefty. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. He strikes out Shohei Ohtani. Game over, baby. Let's go home. What a way. Good bender right there at the knees. What you'll see from Holmes tonight is a four-seamer that he'll lean on 42% of the time and a slider about 28% of the time. He'll go to the curve around 19%, and then to keep you honest, he has a cut, a change, and a sink. First pitch on the way to Mookie Betts is a P at the knees on the outer cut. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Betts batting 250 with 4 dingers. The pitch on the way. Fastball, top corner. Called for a strike. Not sure about that, but we will take it. It's 0-2. Your home plate umpire, Will Little. We've had some run-ins with him in very early going of this season. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. 2 away. So 2 up, 2 down. And Grant Holmes is off and running with 2 strikeouts to get us going here. That'll bring Freddie Freeman to the plate, and everyone gives him a standing ovation. I don't know. You know what? I'm kind of over that. He's been gone long enough. He's the enemy now. Let's just give it a rest. The first pitch on the way to Freddie is down and in cutter. It's 1-0. If he comes back as a free agent towards the end of his career, fair enough. But until then, you chose your destination. You can live with it. The 1-0, swing and a miss. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Philadelphia leads Arizona, by the way. They are heading to the third. It's 1-0. The 1-1 from Holmes. Swung on, chops it foul down the first base line. 1-2. Mets are at the Cardinals tonight in St. Louis. That game will start just after the 8 o'clock hour. You've got a couple of rain delays going on in the major leagues. Nats are at the Reds, and Pirates are at the Padres, so we're Pittsburgh and Cincinnati fans tonight. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Are you kidding me? Grant Holmes goes out and strikes out the side. Not just the side, it's Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Holy cow.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Date in 1876 at Cincinnati's Avenue grounds. Chicago's Ross Barnes hits the first home run in the history of the National League. In addition to his inside the park homer, the former National Association superstar hits a single and a triple, steals 2 bases, and scores 4 runs in the White Stockings' 19-5 victory over the Reds. On this date in 1901, the Chicago Orphans, later to be known as the Cubs, purchased the future Hall of Fame hurler Rube Waddell from the Pirates for a stogie. The very strange transaction for the 24-year-old eccentric and inconsistent southpaw resulted from Pittsburgh manager Fred Clark telling the team and owner Barney Dreyfuss, quote, "Sell him, release him, drop him off a bridge, do anything you like, so long as you get him the hell off my ball team," unquote. On this date in 1909, infielder Honus Wagner steals his way around the bases in the nightcap of a twin bill at Chicago's West Side grounds. The Flying Dutchman's trio of thefts, 3 additional stolen bases, 2 walks, a batter hit by pitch, 2 errors and 2 hits add up to a 5-run first inning in the Bucks' eventual 6-0 victory and a sweep of the twin bill. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Welcome back. Alex Verdugo leads us off. Bottom of the first inning, Yamamoto goes to work. First pitch, 94 at the knees on the outer cut. It's 0-1. Yamamoto with a 1.06 ERA. And somehow a 3-2 record with that Dodger offense. The 0-1. Banged on the ground, a comeback, a right to Yamamoto. It's going to be an easy 1-3 putout. Verdugo now 0 for 6 lifetime against Yamamoto. By far and away the most at-bats of anyone who has seen Yamamoto on this team. I think we shared it earlier, but it was the guys who have seen him are 2 for 11 lifetime. Riley has never seen it. Austin Riley stands in. First pitch on the way is 95, kisses the black on the outer edge. It's 0-1. You'd like to see the Braves run up the pitch count on Yamamoto and get into what is a good bullpen, but you got a better chance there. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Curveball. It's 0-2. Riley stands in, batting .280 on the year with 6 homers, 20 RBI. a 787 OPS, the 0-2. 95, high and inside, 1-2. 1-2 count. Braves nothing, Dodgers nothing. If you're just joining us, Grant Holmes struck out the side in the first inning, the 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Good splitter right there at the knees for Austin Riley. He's calling wide zones. Will Little normally does. You're going to have to swing at the close pitches with 2 strikes. And that looked like that hit the zone. 2 away. 2 down. Marcell Ozuna, the batter. The Big Zoo batting .283 after a mini slump. Beginning of last week. First pitch misses outside. 4-seam fastball. It's 1-0. Remember earlier in the week he was hitting well over 300. 1-0. Outside wide. 2-0. Couple of offers later and he's sunk back down to well below 300. 3-0 count. Kicks and fires. 95. Whoa, that is low. That one was low. And Ozuna just did a smile and shook his head like, nah, you're wrong there, son. That one was 2 to 3 inches below the knees. The 2-1 count. Then he swings at the curveball. 2-2. So because of that play, as James Hagan gifts some memberships to the Braves country crowd. The 2-2 to the Zoo. Swing! Rattles a splitter foul. Do it again. That really changes in at bat when you can go from what should have been 3-0 and then a 2-1 count and then he swings at a curveball that was falling off the end of the table. The 2-2. Swing, fouls out away, 96. Right down the pipe. Yamamoto just 12 pitches in, so he's fine on that front. 2 down. Braves nothing, Dodgers nothing. Bottom of the first inning. The 2-2 from Yamo. Slider down and away, ball 3, 3-2. Full count to Ozuna. Standing on deck is Olsen. We'll take a walk and a blast into the chop house. The payoff pitch. Number 18 brings it. Swing! That ball's sliced foul. Ozuna more in a defensive at bat now with 2 strikes. He's trying to make sure he doesn't fall for that splitter. So you can tell he's a touch behind these heaters. Infield is back into the left, playing him to pull. The payoff from Yamamoto. Swing! Fouls that one away. 96 miles an hour into the crowd, well over the first base side. Good to see you, Tree Fitty. The payoff pitch. Swung on, chops it down the third base line. Just foul. Goes over there by the tarps. So a full count. Righty-righty matchup. His 17th pitch of the inning. Yamamoto comes set, brings it. 96 outside, ball 4. And the Big Zoo, I'll tell you what, that was one heck of an at bat. Normally we only do these for base hits, but that was worth that's worth the sound bite right there. That was a great at bat by Ozuna. That'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. Ozuna at first, representing the go-ahead run. Righty-lefty matchup. They set up outside. Here's the pitch. Curveball down and in. It's 1-0. Ozuna gave Freddie Freeman a big hug when he got to first base. The 1-0. Olsen batting .234, 4 home runs. Pitch on the way. Swing. Back up the middle. And Great diving play by Mookie Betts. He gets it over the second base bag, stands on the bag, and that'll end the inning. That ball's a rocket off the bat, but right into the teeth of the defense. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hello, I'm Charles Daniels. For years, we've been taking you to villages like this and showing you the heartbreak of families whose only mistake was being born poor. They need your help. And for only
$2.99
a month, you can provide
the Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
Ask for more. Sorry? Ask for more money. Why are you starting so low?
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
As you can see, these villagers are desperate for your help, so don't hesitate. Dial the number and send over
$2.99
a month. That's all we need.
Start higher. I know, right?
$2.99
a month. May not sound like a lot, but it can mean so much to
Braves Country Radio.
It's not even a round number. I'm just saying, why not start at
$2.99
a month? That's all these people need to survive. And they'd be so lucky and appreciative to get it. So for the price of a cup of coffee.
You're talking about all they need to send is the bare minimum to keep us alive.
How you gonna save our lives with only 39 cents? Because I'm trying to do the math in my head, but I just can't see it.
$2.99
a month. This is plenty.
He keeps saying
$2.99
a month. Why you keep saying
for the price of a cup of coffee?
Why it can't be the price of an Arizona iced tea?
Because it's not the price of an Arizona. It's got to be coffee.
It don't though.
Plus coffee is way more expensive than
$2.99.
You know, for a starving village, you people have a lot of energy.
Hey, how much was that coffee?
It doesn't matter.
I bet you don't even know what country you in.
I do know what country I'm in.
What country you at? What country you at?
Braves Country Radio.
All right,
look. Hey, if you want to see this cheap-ass white man again, you better send us
$2.99
a month cash right now. Don't hesitate.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Mr. Grant Holmes stands in. Righty-righty matchup with Teoscar Hernandez coming to the plate. First pitch on the way. 85 slider right there. Belt high. It's 0-1. Grant Holmes so far so good. He's faced 3 batters and dialed up 3 strikeouts. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Grant Holmes, that's his 13th pitch of the night. He struck out Ohtani, Freddie, and Mookie. The 0-2, swing, chops it over to Riley. Riley's got it, fires across the diamond. It's going to be a 5-3 put out. No way. I believe, normally I jot these down, I don't have them in front of me this time, but I believe his over-under was 4.5 tonight. He's well in front of that pace. 1 down, and Will Smith will come to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. 95 at the knees. 1-0. Just below the zone. Will Smith batting .316 on the year. 3 home runs, 17 RBI, 926 OPS. 1-0. Swung on and swatted back foul. Off to a much better start than he was last year. If you remember last year, he struggled all last year offensively. He's up to his old numbers here in 2025. The 1-1 swung on, slaps it over to the right side. Good play by Olsen. He's got to go way to the right, so Grant Holmes is going to cover the bag. He'll step on the pillow. Quickly 2 down. 2 away. Max Muncy, who's been swinging a hot bat in his own right, comes to the plate. He's usually a defensive liability, but you put up with his overall numbers aren't particularly impressive at 194, but he's been swinging the bat well this week. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss cutter under the hands. It's 0-1. The question's always been, how much longer do the Dodgers keep him around, because his defense at third, because he's not really a third baseman, has always been the give and take. The 0-1, down and in, 1-1. You got to figure if he doesn't get his numbers up to where they should be around the trade deadline, they'll be looking for third base help. 1-1 count, down and in, 2-1. They do have the option of Tommy Edman playing third base. Well, that's not really his natural position, but he has played it quite a bit before. Two-one count. Holmes brings it. Swing! Fouls it back. 2-2. You'd love to get out of here with another quick inning. Grant Holmes is at 21 pitches. Here with through 1 2/3. The 2-2. Swing, rips it down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone. And that ball is absolutely shot down the right field line. Just foul. And I mean just foul. He cooked that pitch just right of the foul pole. Out there near the chop house. Whew, maybe 7-8 feet to the right. The 2-2. Swung on, chops it foul again. Curveball will do it again. I mean, you talk about a close one. That was a close call. The 2-2 count. Holmes brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Grant Holmes is out there dealing. We'll do it. Here in the bottom of the second, Smurf, Ozzie, and Harris coming to the plate.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Bacon fact number 18. Bacon is healthier than crystal meth.
Ladies, when you send us to the store, turn your ringtone on. It's not even in case we might call you, okay? We're going to call you. The potatoes aren't where you said they'd be. The guy who works here's never even heard of the hair stuff you use. And the aisle you said ketchup would be in is now cleaning supplies. Meanwhile, my wife can't go 11 seconds without scrolling on TikTok. Yet every time she sends me to the store, she immediately gets into the shower after throwing her phone into the bottom of a lake. Can't get the girl to focus on a movie for an hour, but when she needs the most specific eggs they make, she cracks her phone in half and buries it like she's being tracked by the FBI. So I just gotta walk around Target like I'm studying for a chemistry test. Every time I go to the supermarket alone, they're rearranging the aisles. The section I gotta get to is always under construction. Do you know how many different types of cheese they make? Then I get called a moron when I buy the wrong one. Why do they make so many different toothpastes?
I'm a good man.
Yes, you are.
I'll give about 50% of my money to charity.
Yeah?
Except when she's not working, I give it to Destiny.
Crazy stats. Mark Lemke played for 11 seasons and had 3,664 career regular season plate appearances. You may be asking yourself, what is crazy about that? In his entire career, he was never hit by a pitch. Lemke also had 257 career postseason plate appearances, and you guessed it, he was never hit by a pitch.
I remember reading a story one time about Cobb in the minor leagues playing, and they didn't shower in the ballpark. They would go back to their little apartment or house, whatever it was. And every day, Cobb was always in the tub ahead of the roommate. And this one particular day, the roommate got back to the house, and the roommate got into the tub. And Cobb came in and dragged him out of the tub and said from the bottom of his heart, "Don't you understand? I have to be first."
Welcome back. Sean Murphy leads us off. First pitch on the way. 94 off the plate. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Yamamoto. 20th pitch as we start off the bottom of the second. The 1-0. Swing. Rips another one. Almost takes his head off. It's an L1. One down. That is the third ball that has come scalded back up the middle, and all three have been outs. I mean, you talk about some bad luck tonight. 99 times out of 100, a ball gets hit that hard at the pitcher, he deflects it, and it goes off his glove somewhere, if that, or it shoots towards center field. 1 up, 1 down. Braves are getting some good swings in on Yamamoto to start it off. Righty-lefty. Ozzie comes a-calling. First pitch, 95 outside. It's 1-0. Someone was asking why everyone was all over Ozzie because of his batting average and whatnot. It's really got to do with his approach. Is the 1-0. Down and in, curveball. Did he go around? He did not. 2-0. If you've been paying attention to the games and listening along, his early at-bats, he's swinging so early in the count, it's almost nonsensical. 2-0. Down and in, 3-0. And you almost wonder if he's made a concerted effort in that off day because he's ran it to 3-0, and typically that first pitch that went outside, he would have taken a swing at. The 3-0 to the whiz. Down below the knees. Called for a low strike. And I mean a low strike, 3-1. Ozzie can't believe it. But Will Little's one of the worst in the business. We've seen this time and time again. He has a very low strike zone almost always. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Cutter down and in. Full count. And that is a pitch that if Ozzie gets that pitch, the pitch before, he doesn't swing at it, but now he's got it in his mindset he's got to go after that low pitch because of Will Little's strike zone. The payoff pitch, the setup on the outer edge, brings it. Swing and a miss. Loses the bat. Bat goes flying down the first base side to away. So dealing with Will Little, you just have to kind of realize that it's going to go both ways, and it might be an advantage to the Braves when it's all said and done because Yamamoto's been so good. If Grant Holmes can get a big strike zone, he might be able to take advantage of it. First pitch to Harris is off the plate, down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. It's usually not east and west. It's usually north and south with Will Little that it grows. The 1-0. Up top for a strike. 1-1. 1-1 count. Swung on. Chops it. Right back to the mound. Yamamoto's got it. He'll flip it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So Yamamoto with an easy inning number 2. We head to the top of the third. 0-0 your score in Atlanta.
So you've gone insane. That's fun.
Name an animal with 3 letters in its name.
Dog. Dog. Cat. Bat. Rat. Ape. Fly. Bee. Pig. Hog. Hen. Eel. Ant.
Frog.
Unbelievable.
So I heard these 2 people talking, and this guy said, Becky, I was on my walk this morning, and I got bit by a Rottweiler. And she said, oh, my God, imagine if that would have been a small child. And he said, for sakes, Becky, I could have fought off a small child.
I should have gone to law school or high school.
Man, we just watched it go down up here in a drug bust, and it was crazy. It reminded me back of my days of dealing drugs. There's 3 things you don't do. 1, you don't sell drugs near a state line. That's just common sense. Number 2, you never sell drugs to a guy that's got all his teeth. And number 3, you don't sell drugs, y'all.
John Montgomery Ward's brotherhood was crushed, and the reserve clause remained firmly in place. The players were even more powerless than they had been before. Albert Goodwill Spaulding's National League swallowed up both its rivals, and now, swollen to 12 teams, held a monopoly on Major League Baseball.
The Players' League is deader than the proverbial doornail. When the spring comes and the grass is green upon the last resting place of anarchy, the national agreement will rise again in all its weight and restore to America, in all its purity, its national pastime, the great game of baseball. Albert Goodwill Spaulding.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. Swung on and lifted into left field, drifting back near the warning track, making the catch is Verdugo. Paez down on an F7 to start the inning. Curveball hanging. You Bulldog fans, looks like Kirby Smart's in the crowd tonight. Seeing if he can get someone to transfer. First pitch on the way, 95 up top. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swung on, fouled back. 0-2. Hopefully Wiley Ballard doesn't hit on him too. It's like some real. Heck, Andrew Jones is sitting in front of him. Why don't you interview him? What are we doing here? The 0-2 count. Holmes brings it. Curveball in the dirt. Good job by Conforto to lay off that. Conforto batting 156, 2 home runs. Free agent coming over in the offseason, the 1-2. Curveball in the dirt, 2-2. Trying to get him to chase that curveball, but so far he hasn't bit. Yankees and Rays are scoreless in the third. That's Max Fried on the mound for the New York Yankees. Saw an interesting thing they had up there before the game, the 2-2. Caught looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. Pee at the knees. Strikeout. 2 away. His 5th strikeout of the night. They were making a pretty legitimate argument. I know it's really early in the season. We're talking about a month into the season. But that was Max Fried the MVP of the American League right now. First pitch on the way. Swinging. Swung on by Rojas. He'll dribble it over to third. Riley's got it. He'll fire it across the infield, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. 1, 2, 3. 9 up, 9 down. Let's get it.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
The only reason I'm even making this video today is to show y'all that the ass is poking. I must have walked by and almost knocked the damn pictures off the wall.
Dad, I don't know why you're carrying on this way. We are, after all, talking about a broken down chair. If you don't like this chair, I'll get you another one. Any chair you want. Really? All right, I'll tell you what chair I want. I want the chair I was sitting in when I watched Neil Armstrong take his first step on the moon. And when the U.S. hockey team beat the Russians in the '80 Olympics. I want the chair I was sitting in the night you called me to tell me I had a grandson. I want the chair I was in all those nights when your mother used to wake me up with a kiss after I'd fallen asleep in front of the television. You know, I still fall asleep in it. And every once in a while, when I wake up, I still expect your mother to be there ready to lead me off to bed. Oh, never mind. It's only a chair.
But I'm tired of this pandering. You know, you can say
it works.
It works because these people don't know how the country works, and it affects them later in life when they realize when they maybe do get a job and maybe they are working or trying to contribute to society, not living off the system for their entire lives. Then later they go, well, why is inflation so high? Why are interest rates so high? You voted for it, you morons. You're easily fooled. You don't even have to be a good magician to put on a show for these people.
Tony C was having a nice, solid Tony C year, 20 home runs and 67 runs batted in on the evening of August 18th, 1967.
But on that night, Tony C's career would be changed forever by one fateful pitch.
Anyone who's ever been in a ballpark when there's a beating knows the deathly silence, and this, of course, was something that was even more acute because it was Tony C.
I was on deck when Tony got hit, and I'll tell you, the sound of the ball hitting him, I saw his cheek just blow, just like you're blowing up a balloon.
The concern was great that, you know, was he going to lose his...
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Eli White. Right there for a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup, the 0-1. Curveball, chop foul, 0-2. Braves nothing, Dodgers nothing. If you're just joining us, it's been a low strike zone. Yamamoto's taken advantage of it in some really good glove display by the Dodgers up the middle so far. The 0-2, down and in, 1-2. Did he go around? He did not. First base umpire Ryan Wills confirms. On the Braves side, well, Grant Holmes has struck out 5 through 3. The 1-2 swing, ball's hit on the right side. Freddie Freeman, diving play. He'll go to his knees, flip it to Yamamoto, who's covering first. Good defensive play by Freddie. It'll be a 3-1 put out, 1 away. Dodgers are flashing some leather tonight. Eli White, good job of busting it down the line. He made that play very close. But they are getting some good knocks on Yamamoto. You got to figure eventually they'll start coming through. Nick Allen, your batter. Braves have had one base runner. It was a walk by Ozuna. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen. Little Nicky takes it outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Sinker below the knees, 1-1. Philly and Arizona, they are tied at 1 in the bottom of the 4th. The Phillies are batting with the runner on. 1-1 to Allen. Swung on and missed. Splitter. Chased it. 1-2. On deck is Alex Verdugo. If they can get the line moving, Austin Riley would be up after that. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Cutter got it right by him, 2 away. I saw one of the goofiest posts today. I'm trying to remember where it was, but it's not important. But they were reacting to some Braves news. And long story short, the question was, the first pitch to Doogie is curveball at the knees. It's 0-1. This person was legitimately asking why we were not trying to work Orlando Arcia in the lineup by putting him in left field. What? The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Splitter. It's 0-2. Hey, I think I'm going to have to ask you to quit trying to bench Doogie for no reason. B, we're not benching Eli White for him either. And C, he doesn't play outfield. So he'd be an offensive hindrance and a hole in the lineup. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Chase the Splitter off the plate. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Braves down in order once again. Yamamoto's cruising. Holmes is cruising. Who cracks first? We'll be back in a flash.
Check this out. Did you guys know that Pittsburgh is in Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Yeah. Now think about that, though. That's crazy. Like 2 cities in one state?
No, that's not crazy.
No, not at all. No. All right, I don't think you understand. There's 2 cities in the same state. Like, how's that even possible?
All states have more than one city.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
There's Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So that's what Pennsylvania is.
Oh, no.
Oh, so Philadelphia's not Pennsylvania?
No, Philadelphia is in Pennsylvania. What is this man talking about?
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. The 1960 World Series was between the Pirates and the Yankees and ended with a walk-off homer by Pirates second baseman Bill Mazeroski. The MVP of that series wasn't Mazeroski, but instead it was Yankees player Bobby Richardson. His 12 RBIs led him to becoming the only World Series MVP who was on the losing team.
It is important to remember in an imperfect and fretful world that we have an institution which is practically above reproach and above criticism. Nobody worth mentioning wants to change its constitution or limit its powers. The government is not asked to inspect it, regulate, suppress, guarantee, or own it. There is no movement afoot that we know of to uplift it like the stage, or to abolish it like marriage. No one complains that it is vulgar, like the newspapers, or that it assassinates genius, like the magazines. It rouses no class passions, and while it has magnates, they go unhung with our approval. This once comparatively perfect flower of our sadly defective civilization is, of course, baseball, the only important institution, so far as we remember, which the United States regards with a practically universal approval.
Saturday Evening Post.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Shohei Ohtani is a slider down and in. It's 1-0. Ohtani 0 for 1 on the day. Righty-lefty matchup. He struck out swinging his first time up to 1-0. Down and in, 1-1. He went around on that one, kind of a check swing. We're going to clean up this screen real quick for you. Normally it resets itself. But 1-1 count. Holmes brings it. Curveball in the dirt. 2-1. The thing about Ohtani is to get him out 3 times, which is what Grant Holmes is going to try to do, you're going to have to show him a lot of different looks because he's got such a great eye, it's hard to get him to swing at the same bad pitch twice. The 2-1, 4-seamer at the knees, right there, 2-2. If I'm Holmes, honestly, I'm going to try to push the envelope on that low strike zone that home plate umpire Will Little has been giving. Maybe throw a sinker, which he has not shown to Ohtani yet. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider that time. 2-1 away. His second strikeout. Grant Holmes dials up his 6th strikeout of the day. It's a perfect example there. The first time he went in like that, it was with the curveball. It's how he got him out the first time. First pitch on the way is a slider down the way. It's 1-0. That one's a little tighter spin. I think Ohtani thought he was going to connect with that one. I really don't want to push that envelope too many times going inside to Ohtani. You're eventually going to miss on that. The 1-0. Right there, 96P at the knees. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Good to see you, Oswaldo. And KA. The 1-1 swung on off his wallet. Comebacker. Riley's going to charge it. And it'll be an infield single for Mookie Betts. Let's check on they're going to check on Grant Holmes. He appears to be okay. That was a hard hit ball right back up the middle. Man, that got him. Right in the wallet. They're going to have him throw a couple warm-up tosses to make sure he's all right. Man, that is the last thing we need. That ball was smoked. It actually got him in the left leg. So the push-off leg. He appears to be ready to go. Freddie Freeman standing at the plate, 1 on, 1 out. First pitch on the way, swung on, chops it over towards first. Olsen bangs it off his glove, and everybody's going to be safe. Everybody's going to be safe. Tough play, but you got to make that play if you're Matt Olson. So runners on first and second, 1 out. Teoscar Hernandez, the batter. First pitch on the way, 93, just misses. It's 1-0. Kicks and fires. 94 down and away. 2-0. So 2-0 count. So Holmes gets one ball hit off his leg, and then a ball that really Olsen should make at least one out on that play. As the 2-0 swung on and fouled away. 2-1. It shows you how quickly things can unravel against this Dodger lineup. Could use a big double play here. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 95 at the knees, 2-2. Two on, one out. Holmes comes set. His 45th pitch of the evening. Lifts the glove, brings it. Nowhere near the zone, 96 miles an hour, outside wide. A full count. Will Smith is standing on deck. So the last thing you want to do is load the bases here. The 3-2. Holmes spins around, chases the runner back to second. The infield is playing back and to the left, trying to get that double play to pay off. Swung on, ripped back foul, 96 miles an hour, goes sizzling to the backstop. And do it again. Full count. Holmes comes set. Big spot here in the ball game, the payoff pitch. 95, did he go around? They checked down the line. He did not, and that'll load the bases. Now you got Will Smith coming to the plate. Grant Holmes. Just misses his mark. Pitch was just above the letters. And they're showing the side view. He did not go around. He held up. So bases juice. The first pitch to Smith. Swing. Fouls it back. It's 0-1. Braves nothing, Dodgers nothing. Top of the fourth inning. The bases are loaded. Nowhere to put Will Smith. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. They'll give up a run for an out here this early in the ball game. You hate to give up a run with Yamamoto on the mound, but you don't want to get yourself into a big inning by cheating the infield in. 0-2 count, and Smith runs well for a catcher. The pitch. Swing, lifts it high, deep into right field. That should score a run. Making the catch is Eli White. He'll fire it into the infield. Smurfel caught it off about halfway up the line, and the Dodgers lead it 1-0. On the play, Freddie heads down to third. They've got runners on the corners, but there are two outs. Max Muncy coming to the plate. Not necessarily what you wanted if you're Grant Holmes, but if you can get out of this jam, giving up just the one run, you'll look at that as a small victory. Two down, Max Muncy, the batter. First pitch on the way, kicks away, and the runner will make it up to second. It rolls down the third base line, so Freddie couldn't go anywhere because he was going to go right into the traffic of the catcher Murphy chasing the ball up the lane. And now they've got runners on second and third and two outs, so a base hit will probably score two. Max Muncy struck out his first time up, but also remember, he missed a home run by just a few feet right of the foul pole. So you got to be careful here. 1-0. Swung on, chops it towards the first base side, but foul, plenty foul, and a 1. Holmes up to 52 pitches. This has been a long inning for him. One count. Grant Holmes digging in against Max Muncy, excuse me. The 1-1. 91 misses high, 2-1. He's gone 3 2/3 so far with 2 hits and an earned run, a walk and 6 strikeouts. Braves trail 1-0. The 2-1. Swing, slaps it foul down the third base line. Plenty foul, 2-2. So Holmes a strike away from getting out of this jam, out of this mess. You go inside and get him to chase like he's done a few times with some of these lefties, or try to stay outside and low. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He went down and in and got him. Smoke him if you got him. He got him. 7 strikeouts. He's giving up a run. We got to get some runs for him, Braves country.
I feel a little bit attacked right now, TikTok. You know how it says you can choose like where you're at, put your location? Well, I guess based on where I am, it gives me options. Do you know what one of the options is that they gave me? Big Butt Mountain.
It is so hot outside, I almost called my ex so I could be around something shady.
Yesterday, scientists in the United States revealed that beer contains small traces of female hormones. To prove their theory, they fed 100 men 12 pints of beer and observed that 100% of them started talking nonsense and couldn't drive.
But the Red Sox were still in a pennant race, and the burden of carrying the team now fell squarely on the shoulders of Yaz.
Base hit into left. Yastrzemski in on the ball, throwing home. Out at the plate.
He just showed the idea of the game is to win in 15 different ways, and he won games by making great catches.
Yastrzemski making a long run. He makes the catch.
By hitting clutch home runs.
Deep. Let's see. It is in there for a home run, and Yastrzemski in the 9th inning has tied it up.
He hit every kind of pitch. When they tried to pitch around him up high, he tomahawked one out of the ballpark. I mean, it was incredible.
2 runs are coming across. Yastrzemski digs for 3 and triples.
He hustled first to third, second to home, stretched singles to doubles. He was driven.
Yaz was putting up Triple Crown numbers, and in the process, stepped into the spotlight and out of the shadow of the splendid Splinter.
Ted Williams was known just as a hitter, a great hitter. Carl this year has been amazing in all phases of the game. He could beat you with the glove, with the arm, with the legs, and with the bat.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Braves trail 1-0, but it could have been a lot worse if you're just joining us. Grant Holmes had some unfortunate luck. He had a comebacker, came off his left leg, hard hit ball. Then he had a ball that was fumbled by Olson. It probably should have been an out. They did not give him an error. First pitch on the way, swinging by Austin Riley. Swung on. That ball's belted high and deep into center field, but not deep enough. It's going to die into the glove of Andy Paez, the center fielder, a little bit before the warning track. 1 pitch, 1 out, 1 away. 75-mile-an-hour curveball that just hung up there. That hangs just a little higher. We got a tie ball game. 1 down. Braves have gotten some good swings on Yamamoto. Though the scoreboard doesn't show it, they've hit some hard balls so far. The first pitch on the way. 95 at the knees to Ozuna. It's 0-1. Ozuna, the only Atlanta Braves runner so far, base runner so far, walked his first time up. The 0-1 in the dirt. 1-1. Infield is back and to the left. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. In the dirt. 2-1. Yeah, Jason, the Dodgers have been the evil empire of baseball for quite some time now. The 2-1 pitch. Down and away, 3-1. I think a lot of older people think that the Yankees go out there and spend a lot of money like they used to. They really don't. Dodgers have been out spending everybody for about a decade or so. The 3-1 count. Ozuna digs in. Swing and a miss. 96 miles an hour. Just behind that one, full count. Red Sox used to be up there. They haven't spent like they have in the past. There's signs that their new ownership is going to spend in the future, but they didn't really spend this year. The payoff pitch. And the dirt ball 4, so the Big Zoo walks again. 1 on, 1 out. We'll see if Matt Olson can get us into the hit column. So far, Yamamoto through 3 innings, 3 1/3, he's got a no-hitter going. He has walked 2. Last time up, Olson smoked a pitch right up the middle, right into the teeth of the defense for a lineout. First pitch on the way to Matty is 89, splitter off the edge. It's 0-1. Yamamoto has a 6-pitch mix. The 4-seam splitter and curve are his main meat and potatoes. The 0-1 swing and a miss, 4-seamer up top, 0-2. They come in total of about 85% of his pitches. The 0-2 swung on, Baltimore chopper just fouling between home and third. It's 0-2. The rest of what would be about 15% of his pitches, he throws a cut, a sink, and a slider. Those are really just to keep you off balance. The 0-2 to Olson. Yamamoto in the dirt, 1-2. Arizona's taken a 1-run lead about midway through that game out in Philadelphia. Mets are just about to get going. Tampa Bay and the Yankees are still scoreless in the 4th. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 95. Blew it right by him up top. 2 away. Yamamoto, if you're wondering, he's at 53 pitches now. So he's pretty good on that front. Sean Murphy, the batter. Smurf. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch swinging. Cutter on the outside. It's 0-1. Smurf lined out his first time up. The 0-1. Splitter down and in. Did he go around? He did. 0-2. But Sean Murphy having a hard time laying off that low pitch in the dirt from Yamamoto. He'll take his time out. Like to get that first base hit. Even if you don't tie the game up here, just get that off the board. The 0-2 count. Inside. 1-2. He's been pitching a very heavy diet of pitches down and in, even on that first at bat. See if Sean makes the adjustment. The 1-2. Caught looking, strike 3. He did not. Another pitch right there, and Sean Murphy just watched it go by the wayside. We'll go into the 5th inning, trailing by 1. Grant Holmes back on the bump.
Shouldn't.
Yeah, you should never. Do you?
Yes.
Nuh-uh. Do you really?
Do you not?
Hell no.
You've never done it?
Ever.
You never wanted to do it?
Oh, yeah, I wanted to.
Maybe you should do it.
Nah.
I think you should
Dude, you're
do
bad.
it.
I can already tell you're a horrible influence.
I'm about a damn sucker for a cold beer. It happens all the time. It's 1,050 degrees outside, so I'll get thirsty and I'll say, you know what sounds good? A cold beer. And I'll drink that one, and it's just not quite satisfied. It went down too easy. Or maybe just one more. And then 15 beers later, I'm drunk. And then I'll have me a little nap, and I wake up feeling like my sweat will smell like a brewery. Blood has turned into concrete because I'm so ungodly dehydrated. Chug some water, and I'll have a come-to-Jesus meeting with myself, and I'll say, we're not doing that for a little bit. You have got to pull it together. And that lasts about 5 minutes. Ooh, look, a cold beer. And we're off to the rodeo. If you think I'm just going to have the one, then we do whole hog around these parts. We don't half-ass nothing. Except mowing the yard. I don't do that.
The baseball, so it captivated the city.
The people of Boston were swept up in the historic pennant race of 1967. With just a week to go, there were 4 teams: Chicago, Detroit, Minnesota, and their Red Sox, all within 1.5 games of each other.
We were looking at that scoreboard. There were 3 other teams bunched together, but we had nothing to lose. I mean, coming from 9th place, we were in the pennant race and having fun.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. Grant Holmes. It's a fastball right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Really had that slider working tonight. The 0-1 swung on and fouled away. It's 0-2. 4 of his 7 strikeouts have come via the slider. That's really his number 1 secondary pitch. Grant Holmes typically just leans on that and the curve depending on which pitch is hitting better for him. The 0-2, slider in the dirt, 1-2. We have not seen the sinker yet tonight. Throws that just 1% of the time. He's thrown 1 changeup. 1-2 count. Holmes brings it in the dirt. 2-2. Holmes trying to get them to bite on the down way. The 2-2 swung on, chopped back towards the mound just over the glove of Holmes. Holmes will not get to it. Ozzie in his glove, scoops it via his glove to Matty's glove, and it's a 4-3 putout just in the nick of time, 1 away. I'm going to see if LA wants to challenge us. I don't think there's anything to challenge. Let me take a second look. He scooped. That was a perfect play by Ozzie and a great play by Matty, too. That ball was going to handcuff him, and he backhanded it off the dirt. About a half to a quarter step in front of the runner. The Dodgers will not challenge. Good play by Ozzie. First pitch on the way is swung on and chopped foul down the line. It's 0-1. I always felt like Ozzie gets an unfair rap on the Braves beat writers. They tear Ozzie up to pieces about his defense. I don't think he's that bad of a defensive second baseman. Is the 0-1? This is in 1-1. He makes plays like that are just outstanding. Now, he doesn't have the range that some other second basemen have, but the effort is always there. As the 1-1's in the dirt, 2-1. I'd say Ron Washington had a big to do with why Ozzie is what he is at second base. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, slider down and in. 2-2. He's really pulling the string on that pitch. Michael Conforto, who struck out his first time up. The 2-2. Righty-lefty from Holmes. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with that slider again. 2 away. 8 strikeouts on the night for Holmes. He's only at 65 pitches to boot. Tomorrow night's game is set for 7:15, but just realize Bad weather is expected. First pitch on the way, 94, down and away. That's 1-0. If we get the game, which right now it doesn't look promising, it'll be Schwellenbach on the mound, 7:15 first pitch. 1-0, right there on the outer edge, 1-1. If the storm moves faster than expected, as of right now, it's supposed to end in the 10 o'clock hour. If it moves faster than expected, it may just be a late start. 1-1. Right there on the intercut, 1-2. 1-2 count. You wonder if they may call it early and just do a doubleheader the next day. It's supposed to get pretty good weather on Sunday. The 1-2. In the dirt, nowhere near the zone, 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Skips to the backstop, it's 2-2. Nobody on, 2 outs. A 2-2 count to Rojas. He grounded out to third his first time up on the first pitch he saw. Shohei Ohtani stands on deck, the 2-2. Swing! Bangs it foul. Towards the third base dugout. We'll do it again. With that game on Sunday already being scheduled for Sunday night, is the 2-2. Swung on, chops that foul towards the third base dugout again. They may just get out in front of it and say, you know what, let's not waste everybody's time going to the ballpark and fighting through the rainstorms. Let's just set it for Sunday, a typical Sunday start, so a true split doubleheader like a 140 or 135 or whatever. We'll bring it to you if it is. Already kind of cleared my schedule for that. The 2-2. Swing! Rifles it foul. Man, Rojas is really making Holmes work. He's still at a good number at 72 pitches here in the fifth. Would you like to see him get out of this, not have to face Ohtani with the runner on? The 2-2. Swung on, fists that over towards the right side. Olsen giving chase. He sticks his glove over the first base dugout railing, and it just out of reach. Do it again. Good hustle by Olsen. He might have been a touch late on it, but I don't think he's going to find it anyways. It is just over the railing. So Olsen will head back to first. Infield is back into the left, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He went to the curveball that time and rang him up. We'll be back in a flash. Let's get a run, Braves country.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers. I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Okay, so today I am trying the Hennessy Habanero Fruity Pebble Chicken Sandwich from Lisa Soul Food in Atlanta. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That's nasty.
I said I don't care what you think about me. I do care what you think about me as long as you care enough to know who I really am.
Okay, stop rubbing your nose, and I know it's that time of the month for you. But I bet we can both agree that periods are over-exaggerated, a little inflated, my cramps, my crampy cramps, and that's why you just...
Over-exaggerated?
Hold on, Daniel, I'm not telling you. No, women use it as an excuse to be like, I'm on my period, that's why I'm in a bad mood. And
An excuse? Are you kidding? You have the sniffles and you turn into a puddle of piss. You could not deal with fatigue and bloating and stabbing pains. It feels like...
Yeah, I'm a D1 athlete. I've broken my bones. I got up the next day and I was up and running.
Sure, and that happened one time. My irritability is sky high and I might be arrested, so I'm like talking to myself.
Might be arrested?
Arrested.
For what?
For putting hands on you.
For what?
During that stretch of time, he was learning. He was just going to work. In jazz, they call that woodshedding.
Greg Maddux on the mound for the Cubs.
They struck him out.
Maddux, a tough pitcher. He's won 6 in a row on 8 of his last 9 decisions.
And the fans responding to 22-year-old Greg Maddux.
Those were his years of figuring out who he was and what he was about.
What's the biggest difference between the Greg Maddux of 1987 and the Greg Maddux right now?
Well, I think I developed some confidence in my breaking ball and my changeup, how to throw it and maybe when to throw it, and I think that's probably been the biggest difference this year.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch to Ozzie was right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 down and away. Good take by Ozzie. 1-1. Let's clean that screen up for you. 1-1 count. Righty lefty open stance from the left side. The pitch 94 misses high. 2-1. The 2-1 from Yamamoto, his 61st of the night, down and in, 3-1. They're going to say he went around. I don't know about that. That was more of a defensive position. He was trying to catch his balance. The 2-2 to Ozzie. Braves looking for their first hit. Pitch swung on, chopped foul to stay alive. No hitter going right now for Yamamoto. Just beginning the fifth inning. The 2-2. Swing, chops it over to third. Should be an easy play for Muncy, but it's going to be a 5-3 putout. 1 away. It's always a big question mark when Muncy in a easy putout. We've seen him chuck the ball all around the infield. Back to first series of the season with Muncy, he had 2 errors just in the Braves series alone. Michael Harris, and it should have been 3. He got a very friendly call on one of them. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1, curveball on the edge. Yamamoto about to throw his 65th pitch. No hit ball. The 0-1 swung on. Chopped back behind home plate. It's 0-2. The 0-2 count. Swing, just got a piece of that. Braves nothing, Dodgers 1. Infield is back and to the right. Pitch swung on, lifted into left field, drifting in, making the easy catch. Running in, making the catch is Conforto. 2 away. Two down. Eli White, the batter. He grounded out on the right side to Freddie Freeman, who flipped it to Yamamoto his first time up. First pitch, cutter off the edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Eli digs in. Brings it. Swing, pops it up. High into shallow right field, running in, making the easy catch is Teoscar Hernandez, and that'll end the inning. Braves are down in order again. Yamamoto's got a no-hitter through 5. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
They took us to a cotton processing place, and there was a big-ass cotton field out in the middle of Raymond, Alabama, in the south of Montgomery County. We went there, and me and 28 other little us in Miss Harper's 3rd grade classroom. They took our asses out there in the middle of the August heat and said, hey, y'all, they gave us bags, like little cute little plastic bags. And they're like, hey, y'all go out there, have fun, pick as much cotton as you want. And so my stupid ass went. You know, I went. My mama signed off on it and didn't think about it. And I went to the field trip. Out there in the field just having a good old time. We were singing songs in the middle of Mobile, picking cotton in the middle of the heat. And then, you know, I'm thinking, because it's a field trip, they told us you can pick as much as you want. Hey, you get to keep the cotton. And we go to get back on the bus. They're like, all right, kids, turn your bags in. And they take our asses inside and took all the damn cotton that we had. And then told us to get back on the bus. So me being a little rebel, I took a handful of cotton, stuffed it in my pocket, and went home. My mama, when she was doing laundry the next night, she was like, is this cotton in your back pocket? Where the hell did you get unprocessed raw cotton from? My mama came to the school and that went down. Like, how dare you jive ass take my kids and all these other ashy little Negroes to a cotton field in the middle of the summer. I didn't go to school for 3 days, but she said, I don't want to have to look at that.
He'd had another MVP caliber season and dominated in the LCS, lifting expectations in Philly for another unforgettable World Series. But then, sure enough, the game again punched him in the nose.
We won the first game in Baltimore, and we lose 4 in a row. I mean, I think I got 1 hit, entire World Series.
Mike is now 1 for 17.
So you're telling me that they started booing him again in the World Series in '83? That's absurd. That's absurd. He's the reason they got that far. I'm glad I never played in Philadelphia.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Shohei Ohtani is smoked on the ground over to Ozzie Albies, who's right in front of it. He'll flip it to first on a 4-3 putout, 1 away. Grant Holmes, who's pitched a gem so far, he had the 1 rocky inning, but honestly, a lot of that was just unfortunate luck. He's got no help from the Braves bats. Yamamoto has a no-hitter going. First pitch on the way to Mookie Betts is up top, slider for a strike, about letter high, it's 0-1. Mookie 1 for 2. He scored the lone run, single in the 4th. The 0-1, swing and a miss, so 0-2. He hit that ball off the back leg of Holmes that advanced on a hard hit ball by Freddie over to first. The 0-2 belted. Deep. That ball is gone. 2-0 your score. Got way too much of the plate there. 4-seam fastball that couldn't be placed better on a tee. And the Dodgers lead it 2-0. 398 feet just over the left center field wall. Verdugo tried to leap at the top of the wall to steal that back. Just ran out of room. So 2-0 and Freddie Freeman the batter. First pitch. Slider down and in. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires, down and in. 2-0. The 2-0 misses. 3-0. Tried to go with a cutter. The 3-0 missed by plenty. 2-0 missed by plenty. The 3-0 pitch. Swing, fouls it back. 3-1. Freddie Freeman 1 for 2 on the day. Cardinals lead the Mets 1-0 as they head to the second inning. The 3-1. Ball 4. That pitch was well low of the zone, and Freddie Freeman back on base again. Grant Holmes now at 83 pitches here in the 6th inning. So he's in that danger zone. You got to keep an eye on. A little fatigue could really run you out of this game. Kranitz is going to go out there and talk to him. That might be to buy some time in the bullpen. We'll hit the out-of-town scoreboard while Kranitz goes out there to talk to Holmes. Reds lead the Nats 2-0 in the second. Padres and Pirates are scoreless in the third. Phillies trail the Diamondbacks 2-1 in the seventh. Royals trailed the Orioles 2-0 in the seventh. Rays and Yankees, they are scoreless in the bottom of the fifth. That game is being played in Yankee Stadium. Blue Jays 3-2 over the Guardians going to the sixth. Red Sox Twins 1-1 in the sixth. A's all over the Marlins 6-0. They're in the sixth. That rookie pitcher for the A's was going to the bump tonight. First pitch on the way is a slider down and away. It's 1-0. White Sox 2-0 over the Astros. They're in the fourth inning. Rangers and Mariners are scoreless in the second. 1-0. In the dirt. Ball kicks away. Freddie will stay put as the ball shoots out towards the mound. Smurf on it quickly. 2-0. Cubs 2, Brewers nothing. They are in the second. And once again, the Cardinals lead the Mets 1-0. They have just begun the second inning. There are two late games tonight that have not gotten started. You got the Tigers at the Angels at 9:38 first pitch, and the Rockies are at the Giants at 2-0. Nowhere near the zone, ball 3-0. So I think Grant Holmes is really running on fumes here. He is missing his location by a bunch here in the sixth. I know they're trying to get that extra inning out of him, but the 3-0, 92. Cutter on the outer edge, 3-1. That fatigue has led to the bad ball placement, like the home run given up to Mookie Betts. The 3-1. Swing! That ball's hammered over to Riley. Right at him. Riley's going to fire it to Ozzie, and it's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. I know he's only at 88 pitches, but I think he's cooked. Get that bullpen ready, Snit. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
It was a regular Wednesday night when a realization hit me like a truck. I don't think Dua Lipa is going to open any of my DMs.
Our football team, some aspects look like we're really ready to play. A couple of other aspects look like we just got off Willie Nelson's tour bus.
Shout out to my fitted sheet for putting all the clothes in the dryer in a damp, twisted chokehold to make sure nothing else gets dry.
I get the gist of what's going on here. I know what you're doing. You're looking down on us. A couple small market Midwest ball players. Mr. New York City with your Fifth Avenue ties and your tailored suits and your polished shoes and your hair. Your perfectly coiffed Broadway hair. Not everyone can be the next Roger Peckinpah. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a disgrace.
Armchair. Before the 1934 season began, Dizzy announced that he and his younger brother Paul, whom the press insisted on calling Daffy, would together win 45 to 50 games. They did. Dizzy won 30 and Paul won 19.
Brother Jerome, better known as Dizzy. This is my brother Paul Dean, better known as Daffy. We're both full of ambition against those Tigers.
The Cardinals faced the Detroit Tigers in the 1934 World Series. In the fourth game, Dizzy Dean, running to second, was hit in the head with a ball fielded by the shortstop.
Rogel, in throwing to first, struck the Dean squarely in the forehead with the ball.
The throw knocked Dean senseless, and he was rushed to the hospital. Headlines the next day said, X-rays of Dean's head showed nothing.
Thank you for listening, liking, and subscribing to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen is a curveball. Down and away from Yamamoto, who's got a no-hitter going. It's 1-0. Bottom of the sixth. The 1-0. Curveball misses 2-0. He's walked two batters, but has given up no hits 71 pitches into the night, so he's really in a good shape in that matter. The 2-0. Swing, fist it foul, 2-1. Two-one count. I believe that's Peyton Manning in the crowd as well. The 2-1. Swing! That ball's hit over towards second base. Right over there is Rojas. He'll make the play, 4-3 putout. Quickly one down. One away, and that'll flip the order back over to Alex Verdugo. Righty-lefty, first pitch on the way, 89 below the knees. That time we got that call, it's 1-0. Doogie 0 for 2 like everybody else. The only man not to be 0 for 2 in the Braves lineup is Ozuna, who's walked 2 times. 1-0. Cutter below the knees, but called for a strike. It's 1-1. It's a 1-1 count. Infield back and to the right. Here's the pitch. High and inside, 94 miles an hour. 2-1. Standing on deck is Austin Riley. If we can keep the line moving, Marcell Ozuna. Braves trail 2-0. The 2-1 pitch. Swing belted down the right field line, but foul. Good play by the ball boy down there. Flips it into the crowd. No. I say ball boy. He looks like he's in his early 40s. 2-2. Swing, chops it over to first. Freddie's got it. Flips it to Yamamoto covering the bag. Quickly 2 down. The keys to the game that we had earlier, they have not done it. We have not run up the pitch count. Not been able to use our speed for any factor because you can't get anybody on. The only man that's been on so far is Marcell Ozuna. Yankees lead the Rays 3-0 in the 6th. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. 89 outside. Cutter misses. It's 1-0. 1-0. Brings it. Outside wide. Cutter well off the plate. Do they call that a strike? No, okay, they did not. It was the producer screwing that one up. So a 2-0 count. Curveball down and away, 3-0. Marcell Ozuna on deck. If Riley can get on via the walk, one base hit over the wall would tie the game. The 3-0 to Riley. Fastball taken all the way right down Main Street, 3-1. Braves 0, Dodgers 2. Both runs scored by Mookie Betts. The 3-1. Swing! That ball's ripped into right field and finally down for a base hit. It's going to skip in between on towards the gap, and Austin Riley's on with a 2-out double.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
Good piece of hitting by Riley. Cutter down and away, and he split the right center field. Almost got it to the wall. Good hustle by Paez. Kept it from going to the wall, but Riley still took 2 bases. Now another base hit would at least cut this in half. Marcell Ozuna, the batter, first pitch. Swing and a miss, splitter. Up in his kitchen, it's 0-1. So Braves finally get on the board via the base hit. Infield is back and to the left. Huge hole on the right side. The 0-1. Inside. 1-1. We'll switch the view. The runner at second so you can see if there's any play at the plate. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Down and away, 2-1. 94-mile-an-hour fastball misses. That's pitch number 86 for Yamamoto. So they might start looking towards the bullpen. Of course, it's a deep bullpen for the Dodgers. The 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing, chops it foul, 2-2. Dodgers are on a 5-game winning streak as they head out on a long road trip out east. Braves trail by a swing here. 1 on, 2 outs, a 2-2 count. Deuces Wild trailing by 2. The pitch. Swing, fouls it back. The 2-2. In the dirt, ball 3, 3-2. Trying to get him to chase the slider down and away. Dodgers road trip looks like this. They're going to play 3 in three in Atlanta, 3 in Miami, and then 4 at Arizona as they make their way back home. The payoff pitch. Swing, just got a piece of that. A stitch or two to keep it alive as it dribbles out of the glove of Will Smith. He couldn't hold on to the fouled pitch. Runner at second, 2 outs. He'll be going at the crack of the bat. The payoff pitch. Swing, hits it over towards third. Should be an easy play for Muncy. 5-3 putout, and it is. Braves finally get a runner on via the base hit. We'll head to the 7th, trailing by 2 here in Braves country.
I just want to let you know that I don't like you spending too much time with people who have nice, normal wives. Okay? I don't need you getting any ideas. Do you understand?
And Pascual Perez just threw a baseball into the Cubs dugout, and another one came flying right back out. And there's another one, and it's hit one of the umpires out on the mound. Now Don Zimmer's coming up, and he'll argue that Perez started it. He threw a ball into the dugout, and he did.
Harry Wendelstedt and Zimmer. You see Zimmer's hot.
Pascual was being tended to on the mound. It appeared that his right hand, his pitching hand, may have been hit by that line drive. So now Ron McLean is out talking to him. The huddle is around him. Somebody must have said something from the Cub dugout, and Pascual just lobbed a baseball into the dugout, and in short order it came flying right back out.
And when the ball came out, it hit home plate umpire Bill Hahn. One of the Cubs is going to be fined for throwing the ball.
Going to be fined because that guy's pitcher threw the ball in our dugout.
A little bit of a smile on Pascual's face, as if he's gotten away with something here.
Armchair. Gas prices are so high that I just saw Dolly Parton carpooling with Jolene.
Ebbets spent $750,000 to build his park, with its marble rotunda and chandeliers made in the form of bats and balls. So much that he had to sell half his interest in the team to pay his debts. Ebbets Field opened to the public on April 5th, 1913, with an exhibition game against the Highlanders, who officially changed their name that spring to the New York Yankees. Brooklyn won 3-2. An inside-the-park home run by a young former dental student named Casey Stengel made the difference. Over the next 45 summers, Ebbets Field would witness some of the worst baseball ever played, and some of the very best.
Welcome back. First pitch for Grant Holmes. Misses for a ball. It's 1-0. I'm a little surprised they're putting him back out there. 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. They did this, if you remember, in Toronto. Nonsensical sending him back out there when he's obviously on fumes. The 2-0 count. Misses high, 3-0. .3-0 from Holmes to Smith, middle of the order. Here's the pitch. Right there at the knees, 3-1. They've got Max Muncy standing on deck, so if he gets on, Dylan Lee is warmed up. The 3-1. Swung on, rifle foul. We'll do it again. I just don't see the advantage of sending him out there on fumes. And if he gives up another run or whatever, even a base runner, then you got Dylan Lee coming on with dirty bases. The payoff, swung on, lifted into center field, down for a base hit. 0-1 on, nobody out. And just as predicted, waiting a day late and $1 short, here comes Snicker. So 1 on, nobody out. Dylan Lee will have to try to clean up the bases, clean up the mess that he's been put into by the manager. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Okay, put a finger down if you my ex-boyfriend Steven in the Burger King parking lot.
John Lester will be remembered as a very intense, consistent pitcher. He was so consistent that in 241 starts for the Red Sox, he had a 3.64 ERA, and in 171 starts with the Cubs, he also had a 3.64 ERA. In 1995, a contest was held to name a future Arizona baseball team. The name Diamondbacks won, but there were some other choices. The Arizona Diamondbacks were almost the Rattlers, Scorpions, Phoenixes, or Coyotes.
I like old trucks, I like Nickelback, I like extra large t-shirts that say something funny on them, and I've realized that I am 1 beer belly and 2 ex-wives away from becoming my Uncle Earl.
Y'all, my dog sighs and snores way too hard for somebody who does not contribute to this household.
We don't have set sides of the bed.
Yeah, we sort of lie down wherever.
What are you, farm animals? Couples have set sides of the bed. Walk me through this. You get ready for bed. You put your sweats on, whatever.
Actually, we sleep naked.
Oh, I'm sorry, what? No sides, no clothes, no rules. Basically, your bedroom is Thunderdome. Filthy, naked hippies.
Baseball's thought of as this game of geometry. The game of geometry. It's perfect. It's 90 feet, it's 60 feet, it's this, it's that. Everything's perfect, right angles, everything's all that. And then it has the strictest rules, and it has the strictest history, everything interpreted. And kids play it all over the place with 2 bases, 1 base, with a car parked in the middle of where they're playing. They play it in the street. We played it in the hollow, used trees for bases. We call it the hollow, where I lived in Lexington, Virginia. We had a wonderful baseball game. You can improvise baseball in a living room. You can improvise baseball on a New York street, and people do every day. You can play it in a pasture. You can play it on the side of a hill. You can play baseball anywhere.
Welcome back. Dylan Lee will inherit a runner as he comes in. First pitch, swing and a miss by Max Muncy. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Runner at first, nobody out. Grant Holmes, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, and also the man at first he is responsible for. So he was left in just a little too long. You could tell he was on fumes in the 6th inning. And to send him back out there for another batter is just, it really is dumb. The 1-1, outside wide, 2-1. Max Muncy 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. But nonetheless, you still got to give Grant Holmes a round of applause for tonight's effort. 6 innings and 9 strikeouts. The 2-1, 93 right there on the black, 2-2. And if this run comes around to score, I wouldn't even pin that on him at all, because that's really comes down to Snicker and company leaving him in when he was obviously missing his mark towards the end of the 6th inning. The 2-2 in the dirt, 3-2. Full count. And then on top of that, Dylan Lee has to come in, which what could have been the beginning of a clean inning. Instead, he has to come on and inherit a mess. There's one on and nobody out. Lee flips it over to first, try to keep the runner Will Smith close by. Full count. They set up way outside. Here's the pitch. Swing, hits it over to second. Ozzy's got it. Fires it to Allen. Allen relays it to Olsen, and it's going to be a 4-6-3 rally killing double play. Great job by Dylan Lee. That'll get Snicker and Holmes off the hook for that base runner. Muncy, never a fast runner, but he doesn't run nearly as fast as he used to. He was out by about a step. 2 down. First pitch on the way is a slider on the outer edge. It's on 1. I guess we got Confucius in the chat here. SS says you can't win if you can't score. Man, that's a thinker. The 0-1 swung on, fouled back. It's 0-2. 1-0-2 count. Dylan Lee, who's really been impressive in the bullpen the last few years, but this year, considering what he's been put into and the stakes that he's been at, the 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Really doing well in the setup role, so to speak. I know he's not setting up tonight, but he's keeping you in it. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch, Braves country. Welcome back. Kirby Yates is in the game. And though he's been very impressive, not just this year, but also last year with Texas, hell, I'll take anything over Yamamoto at this point. Yamamoto's night is done. I figured it would be. They weren't dumb enough to have him go back out for one more batter. He went 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 1 hit, and 2 walks. Another phenomenal outing by Yamamoto. $325 million well spent by the Dodgers. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is swung on and fouled straight back, 4-seam fastball right in on the cut. It's 0-1. The 0-1 righty-lefty matchup. You got Olson, Smurf, and Ozzy due up. The 0-1 down and in. 1-1. Kirby Yates, the ex-Atlanta Brave. Really hated to see him go when he did. He was really coming into his own as the 1-1 pitch swing, lifts it high into center field, running back on the track, back, over the wall! Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ramalama, ding-dong, a solo shot And your Atlanta Braves cut this lead in half. 411 happy feet later.
Blank Road Field. Smooth as it gets.
Ice House. Always smooth, never watered down.
We must win today. Losing is not an option.
His 5th home run, 16th RBI, 411 happy feet later, 105 miles an hour off the bat, just over the wall. Andy Paez went to the top of his leap and finally one for Olsen, doesn't get stolen. First pitch swinging by Smurf, pops it up high and deep. That one's going to go for a ride, but it'll die just before the warning track in center field for a loud out number 1. Man, Murph just missed that one. 1 on, or 1 in, 1 out. See Harris talking to Olsen, probably asking him what he saw. Olsen, as he go out there and talk to Yates real quick, it's just Will Smith, the catcher, no manager out there with him. Olsen said something to the effect of, well, I hit the ball real damn far and he couldn't catch it, so try to duplicate that. Ozzie Albies the batter, righty-lefty. Open stance from the left side. First pitch. Down below the knees, splitter. Missed the zone, got the call again from Will Little, who's just a clown behind home plate. It's 0-1. He's been doing that all night long. One of the reasons why the Braves only have the 2 hits. The 0-1 swung on and lifted. Pop fly, lazy pop fly into center field. 2 away. 2 down. Now Michael Harris, the second, will come to the plate. Harris, who's 0 for 2. See if maybe he can get into one after talking to Olsen. Yates comes set, the first pitch, in the dirt. Almost gets Harris in the back leg. It's 1-0. Michael Harris, 3 home runs, 19 RBI, 604 OPS. The 1-0. Brings it. Outside wide 2-0. Two-0 count. Yates, swing and a miss. Splitter, barely gets to home plate. Harris had it in his mind he was swinging at that one long before that was ever thrown. The infield is back and to the right. One swing could tie us. The 2-1 to Michael. Swing, pops it up. High. Bending over towards the third base dugout. It'll get out of play. 2-2. If Harris can get on, Eli White stands on deck. Nick Allen is in the hole. Braves have cut it to a 2-1 lead. 2-2 count. Pitch. Swing. Chops it foul. Another splitter. Bangs it down the first base line. Kirby Yates, his 12th pitch of the inning. The 2-2. Swing, fists it. Back behind home plate. Foul and out of play. Mets lead the Cardinals 2-1 in the third. Yankees 3-0 over the Rays in the 7th. Phillies have taken the 3-2 lead over Arizona in the 9th. The 2-2 swing, rattles it back foul. We'll do it again. In fact, I think I believe that's a final. 3-2. It is. So Phillies come back and win against the Diamondbacks. 2-2 count. Yates comes set. Fires the pitch. Chase the pitch and swing. Just got a piece of it. Maybe a stitch or two as it rolls to the backstop. Kind of wish he'd missed that altogether. He might be standing at first right now. Harris, if nothing else, since a couple extra pitches here, maybe he can get something he can square up. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. He went for that splitter down around his ankles again, and that'll end the inning. But out for Matt Olson comes through. He smacks one over the track. We'll be back in a flash. We go to the 8th, trailing by only 1.
Did you touch the thermostat? Did you turn it up?
Well, of course not. Did somebody fiddle with the thermostat? It's 85 degrees. 85? Do you have any idea how much even a few degrees can impact the gas bill?
Of course I do. It's unthinkable.
Why is it so hot? Someone fiddled with the thermostat. What? Who would do that?
What is going on?
Adriana, she turned up the thermostat.
Said she fiddles with the thermostat at your place anytime she damn well pleases.
Hey, you might as well give her your wallet and your 401k while you're at it.
Brad, do you let the kids touch the thermostat at your house?
What? No. The thermostat is a sacred covenant. I can't believe we're even talking about this. This is madness.
Lou Gehrig hit his first career home run on September 27th, 1923. He hit his final home run on September 27th, 1938. In total, he hit 5 home runs on September 27th. 2 of those came off of Hall of Famer Lefty Grove in 1931 and 1933.
Bad check, dumbass.
Holy crap!
No, it is not a bad check. We just want to say goodnight, and we love you very, very much. What are you doing?
Oh, just nailing his window shut for his own good.
What if there's a fire?
Well, then I guess you can just light your dope with it, dopehead.
If you look at pictures of, say, the 1915 Pirates, you're going to see a very different kind of face than you see today. Hard men. Baseball, at that point, was a way out of the mines. This was a way for immigrant Americans to make a career, and they were tough men. Hungry young men coming after the established older men. Baseball was played with a ferocity of a kind of life and death, which in a sense it was for these players. So it represented the rise of American striving in a certain way.
Welcome back. Daysbel Hernandez set to face Conforto, Rojas, and then Shohei Ohtani. Time is called real quick. When they do that, we're going to try to straighten up the screen real quick. Notice it was a little bit behind. First pitch on the way is 97 four-seam fastball. Up top for a strike, it's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 swung on, rifled foul down the line. It's 0-2. Michael Conforto, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Daysbel digs in, the pitch, in the dirt, 1-2. Same 2 teams back at it, hopefully tomorrow night. The weather doesn't look promising. The 1-2, in the dirt, 2-2. We'll keep you updated as soon as we know one way or the other. We'll put it in the chat tomorrow. Very well could end up with a doubleheader on Sunday. The 2-2. Slider down and in. 3-2. So a full count to Conforto. Swing. Fouls it away. 97 miles an hour. Braves trail 2-1. Pitch, nowhere near the zone, ball 4. So Daysville comes out of the pen and immediately walks the first man he sees. Kind of a questionable choice to go right here with Hernandez because 2 of the first 3 batters he's going to face is from the left side. And the third one's going to be Shohei Ohtani. 1 on, nobody out. Miguel Rojas, the batter. Hopefully he can get him to knock into a double play or something here and clear the bases before Shohei hits the dish. Hernandez takes a long, winding flip over to first. I would say keep the runner close, but that was, I mean, you might as well have telegraphed that one. First pitch on the way is a slider up top. For a strike, it's 0-1. Looks like Chris Taylor's over there pinch running for Conforto. They're trying to get an insurance run. The 0-1. Sawed off foul down the right field line. It's 0-2. We'll change the screen for you as the runner gets on first. See if there's any action there. The infield is back and to the left. The 0-2. Just got a piece of it. We'll do it again. Rojas, who's 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. The pitch, swing, lifts it into right field. Should be an easy play for Eli. He'll make the catch. Chase the runner back to first, 1 away. 1 down, and that'll bring Shohei Ohtani to the plate. Braves had done a pretty good job of facing Shohei all night long, who's 0 for 3 with nobody on, but now he's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. The first pitch, 98, misses high. 1-0. Wind is now whipping from right to left center field. The 1-0 in the dirt, 2-0. 2-0 count. Cardinals have tied up the Mets 2-2 in the third. The 2-0. Swing, chops it foul back behind home plate, 2-1. From Daysville. He's going to flip her over to first to keep the runner close by. The 2-1. Up high and out of the zone. Ball 3, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch, swing, belted into right field. Coming over, making the running catch is Eli White for a hard out, number 2. Didn't get a little height on it, but he smoked it. But Eli had it pretty well played. 2 down. Not out of the woods yet as Mookie Betts comes to the plate. He hit a home run his last time up on a fastball that was right down Main Street. First pitch. Whoa! Hey, high inside. It's going to go off the wall, and the runner will head down to second. Now he's in scoring position with 2 away. Wild pitch by Daysville Hernandez. Ball sailed well inside. Almost got Mookie on the arm as it came by. The 1-0. Swung on, lifted into right field. Just got underneath that one. He'll give it a ride, but Eli will be there to catch it just before the warning track, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves dance out of danger. Bottom of the 8th we go. That's been our inning. Don't go anywhere. Let's get the sticks in Braves country.
I'm not saying that it's rough where I live, but my Walmart is selling Father's Day cards in packs of 5.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Big Sexy Bartolo Colon is a very fondly remembered player. When he hit a home run against the Padres in 2016, he actually set a record. He became the oldest player to hit his first career home run at 42 years old. Melky Cabrera, in 2012, after getting suspended for high testosterone levels, he made a fake website to try and challenge his suspension. He argued that this phony website he created had given him banned substances without his knowledge. Unsurprisingly, the plan didn't work.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours, hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
I will not tolerate profanity, obscene language, or personal insults from my bench. I will always insist, as long as I am manager of the club, that my boys be gentlemen. There is room for gentlemen in any profession. Connie Mack.
Baseball was Mac's livelihood, but it was also his life, and he was worried about the game's integrity. The real name of the man who built the Athletics was Cornelius Alexander McGillicuddy. Born in 1862 to Irish immigrants, he began as a catcher. He spent 11 years in the majors, managed to play every position except third base and pitcher, and vigorously supported John Montgomery Ward and his ill-fated Players' League. In 1901, he became part owner of the Philadelphia Athletics and immediately made himself manager, a post he held for 50 years. Connie Mack became baseball's most conspicuous gentleman, managing in coat and tie, demanding that his players be on their best behavior.
Welcome back. Tanner Scott, left-hander out of the bullpen, comes on to face Eli White to get us going here. First pitch, slider inside, it's 1-0. He signed a 4-year, $72 million deal to come over, free agency in the offseason. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Over the top, it's 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires. Slider down and in to him. The 2-1. Down and in, ball 3-1. Eli White representing the tying run. Trying to work his way aboard by any means necessary. The 3-1. Swing. Rattles it foul. Fists it back behind home plate. Full count to Eli. Standing on deck is Allen. In the hole is Doogie. The payoff pitch. Swing. Fouls it away. 95 miles an hour. We saw Tanner Scott quite a bit when he was in his days at Miami. Finished last year out in San Diego and signed with the Dodgers in the offseason. The payoff pitch to Eli. The 7th pitch of the at-bat. Brings it. Swing, just gets a piece of that. Slider to stay alive. Wonder if they may pinch hit for Doogie against Scott if it comes to that. The payoff. Swing, wraps that back foul, do it again. Don't love the idea of losing his bat. The only real option we have from the right side would be Stuart Fairchild anyways, the payoff. Swing and a miss, chase one down and in. Well out of the zone. Eli goes down on strikes. Now 0 for 3 for the night. One away. You do have Orlando Arcia, but man, he might luck into one, but he just gives you such bad at bats. I can't imagine that they would do that. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen. It's well inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty righty. 0 for 2 on the night, the 1-0. Four-seam fastball misses. 2-0. Two-0 count. Scott brings a 96-mile-an-hour fastball that's fouled back off the face mask. Home plate umpire Will Little. He appears to be okay. Went off the glove first of Will Smith and then hit the bottom part of his mask. They're tending to the mask as it knocked the bottom part of the cage loose. While they do that, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Reds over the Nationals 5-0 in the fifth, so good news there. 2-2, Pirates and Padres in the fifth. Yankees 3-0 over the Rays. Blue Jays and Guardians are tied at 3 in the eighth. Red Sox 3-1 over the Twins in the eighth. A's 6-1 over the Marlins in the eighth. 4-2 White Sox over the Astros. They're in the sixth. Mariners and Rangers 1-0 in the fifth. And the Cubs and Brewers. Cubs all over the Brewers 9-0 in the third. Cardinals have taken a 3-2 lead over the Mets. They are in the fourth. That was sold to be a pitching battle, but they put some runs up so far in that Cardinals-Mets game. That was Clay Holmes versus Sonny Gray. They've really put up some runs. That took a day and a half to fix the mask of home plate umpire Will Little. So now they're going to give Tanner Scott a couple of warm-up pitches. Just to reset here, Braves have one out. It's a 2-1 count on Nick Allen. Scott is at 12 pitches. The wind continues to blow out towards left center field from right. Back to the action. The 2-1 pitch pops it up high in the sky. Who wants it? Freddie's calling everybody off. He'll make the easy catch. 2 away. 2 down, and the top of the order comes up. Alex Verdugo. She'll get a lefty-lefty matchup. He cannot get on. It looks like it's starting to rain. If he cannot get on, Riley, Ozuna, and Olsen would be there in the ninth. First pitch on the way, down and away. It's 1-0. A lot of bad weather heading towards Atlanta. The next day and a half, the 1-0. 96 up top, 1-1. Verdugo's 0 for 3. Ground out 2 times and a strikeout. 1-1, 95, misses wide, ball 2, 2-1. Two-1 count, brings it. Fists it foul, 95 behind the plate. 2-2. Braves trail 2-1. Bottom of the eighth. The 2-2 to Verdugo. Swing, hits it up the middle. Should be an easy play for Mookie. It is. 6-3 on the putout, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. We head to the ninth inning, trailing by 1 here in Braves country.
What are you putting on makeup? When you find the pumps to match your skirt. Get out in the gym and start warming up. Let's go.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Kevin Youkilis is known for having a very interesting batting stance. He's also known for working a lot of walks and having a great mindset at the plate. Over his 10-year career, he had 297 plate appearances that went to a 3-0 count, and every single time he didn't swing the bat. Francisco Liriano, in 2012 he signed a deal with the Pirates, but the contract was quickly voided. This is because he broke his arm trying to scare his kids on Christmas, but the deal went through a few months later.
Armchair.
John McGraw's New York Giants had never really recovered from the Merkle boner, the base-running error that cost them the pennant in 1908. Though they remained a perennial National League power with superb pitchers like Christy Mathewson and Rube Marquard, and won the pennant in 1911, they couldn't seem to win a World Series. Then, in 1912, after dominating the league throughout the season, they faced one of the greatest of all Boston Red Sox teams in the World Series. The Red Sox had won 105 games, an American League record, and their intimidating lineup included Harry Hooper, Tris Speaker, and a dazzling fastball pitcher named Smokey Joe Wood.
Smokey Joe Wood was a pitcher who, though not remembered nearly as well as Walter Johnson, was at his peak his equal, and such that in the 1912 season they both had these extraordinary streaks of winning 16 consecutive games. When he was at his prime, it was Walter Johnson who said of him, "There's no man alive throws as hard as Smokey Joe Wood."
Welcome back. They're going to a weather delay. Top of the ninth, they're going to go to a weather delay. Well, that'll do it. 2-1 your score. Going to a weather delay in the ninth inning. I could hang around for that nonsense. That could go on forever. We've been through this war one too many times. Y'all have a great night, Braves country. If there's a game tomorrow, we'll see you. There's a good chance. I just looked at the radar. There's a good chance they don't even bring this game back. Braves trail 2-1. It could get called, although they may try to stay up till the wee hours to try to fight this one out. Man, all right. It happens. Y'all have a good night, Braves country.